Instead of Famous Dex, he should be named Famous Rex because this album is one big fucking train wreck and just utterly repulsive to my ears. And I see that they have UFOs on the cover because you have to be on another world to actually find this album quite appealing. And it has a M for mature. I guess he saw that Rich the Kid had a Grand Theft Auto title, so he wanted to take it old school, one of those held games where you have to play it with your I think a Nintendo or whatever. I just don't like this fucking album. So let's get into it. So Famous Dex, Rich the Kid's bitch, I guess, kind of released a new album, and I don't mean to like bag on him. I was really cool with Rich the Kid. Like, I really liked his music when he came out. I liked his unique style where he sounded crazy and a bit off-edged. But as he grew as an artist, he started becoming more generic and started making shorter songs with less catchy appeal to it. And overall, this album shows it's pretty fucking trash. And it shows that he really should actually like maybe try a little bit harder to actually make like good fucking songs instead of this bullshit. Like about like maybe 3 songs on here is pretty decent. The other is just borderline. The other is on borderline passable to just goddamn garbage. And I really support like people from Chicago and stuff like that. And especially Famous Dex is one of the people from Chicago who didn't do the whole drill music thing. He did his own unique styling, and I really respected that. But this album is just bad, man. It starts out with DMD, which is one of Pierre's best beats, and Famous Dex is on this track, and he just sounds okay on it. Like, the beat really carries out the project, but he has lines that are just on the like fringe of being cringe, like ice on my wrist. You would think I'm anemic. Now, it took me a while to get that, but I guess he's making a reference to how if you're anemic, you can't regulate your body temperature, and so you're always cold. That was pretty nice. That was a pretty nice line. But then he has dumb fucking retarded lines like diamonds yellow like I'm peeing, just outright disgusting. Ugh. Now, on the song Prove It, he has this line referencing beefing on computers, which, I really like that. It's kind of one of his most cringiest track. Like, he says he would rape a girl on the song. And if you like that whole song, Beefing on Computer, he does another reference to beefing on computers. On the song Lights, he does another reference to beefing on computers. So he must really love that track. And Prove It, I was getting into the groove or whatever, and I thought it was pretty much a nice little glam rock kind of thing. Then you have Japan, which I think kind of is like a 1980s synth pop thing where he was inspired. I really like that track, And then you get to one of his more lazier songs like Deadpool, where he says, I shoot you like Deadpool. I'm like, gosh, is that the best? Is that the best comparison or lyrical actual, like, I don't know, concept you can come up with? God damn. I heard a lackadaisical, but when you're getting fucking lazy tracks like this, it's just horrible. Then you get tracks like Celine, Hemi, and what else? The whole ending of this whole album, XOXO, Chum, Champion, which these tracks are under 3 minutes and just goddamn garbage. Just absolute trash. I don't really care about them that much. And I can tell that Famous Dex didn't care about them since he didn't have any lyrical quality, or it's just a bunch of, I guess, freestylings. I know he didn't write this shit down. Just doing nothing on the beat. Just absolutely lazy. Then you have Take Home, which is a pretty okay track. And then you have Pick It Up, which is a pretty awesome track. Like, I really like A$AP Rocky's feature on there. And it was one of the singles off this album, which was pretty nice. And then when you don't have Famous Dex just underperforming, you have Famous Dex overperforming on songs like These Days and Say So. Say So was one of the worst songs I've ever heard in my life. Like, it's just horrible. It's just Famous Dex auto crooning for about 5 minutes. Just total absolute trash. And then you have These Days, which is just bad too. So here's what you have on this album. You have Famous Dex either looking uninterested like he does on the album cover where he's sitting on the couch, or you have Famous Dex looking over interested like him putting 3 fucking Famous Dexes around the couch, I guess, and that's pretty much it. Either he underperforms or overperforms, but he definitely delivers trash on this album, and I don't like it. It's just bad, man. This is like one of the worst albums of the year, and I thought that Rich the Kid album was bad, but this drives it home, man. I'm gonna give this album a 3. It's pretty bad. If you like it, cool. You did. I'm glad that you found any attraction to this a little album at all. I didn't. I personally think it's fucking horrible. And I'm not like a Famous Dex hater. Like, I like many of his songs and stuff like that. And I think he has a unique, quirky style. But it's not being shown on this album. He's pretty fucking lazy. And most of these lyrical rappers use them as not being lyrical for them, excusing them for being lazy.